Hi everyone, Sydney here, and for this particular discussion I wanted to choose an article or maybe a topic that I wasn't really super informed on, and that is the idea of a digital badge. So I chose this article, Digital Badges as Effective Assessment Tools, that you can see here on the screen, and this article is by Heidi Parker. I guess just kind of to give you the rundown, some of the things that stood out to me is really kind of what a badge is in general, a digital badge, meaning just because in my previous experiences in the Mallet, coursework here, I've heard about digital badges and I've certainly learned some things about them, but this article did a really good job at kind of explaining exactly what they are and what they can be really used for. Right off the bat here, this quote kind of stood out to me. It's really just about engaging students in learning and kind of really broadening that area of learning and who is a learner to really anybody at any age. So, personally, I'm thinking strictly my fourth grade classroom, but, badges can be really assigned to just anybody at any age. They can really be used to, be given for any skill too, or anything that you're assessing. The cool thing about badges is that they can be pretty versatile. And they also, down here towards the middle of the article here, it does talk about, or towards the middle, I say the middle, but the end of the first page here, really talks about that emphasis on, and the idea that badges can really be a great way to assess people, especially if we're looking more towards 21st century skills. They're, they're necessarily not as concrete, but, we're talking collaboration, communication, creativity, all of those. So they're just different ways that we can assess in our more modern world as we turn towards more of these 21st century skills. I know myself as a elementary school teacher, I've really been working on that collaboration piece and that communication, as well as that individualized creativity component of those 21st century skills. So I just feel like now whenever I think of 21st century skills, I immediately think of those things. So, and again, that's something that I'm still working on and still learning about. So I'm hoping that with this emphasis on assessment badges, I can almost in a way incorporate into my classroom. Another aspect of badges that I kind of wanted to talk about, or really just kind of stood out to me and I didn't know about, is that there's a difference between some of the badges. I guess when I think of badges, I do think of more of what the author mentions down here as like a static badge, or like a Boy Scout marriage badge, or simply just gaming badges. But open badges, and if we scroll down, I like this visual in the article here, they've got a lot more to them. You actually can like click on them or open them up, and it's got maybe the description or the criteria or who issued it and different evidence of why that person or that learner earned that badge. So I do like that this one has a lot more meat to it and actually has a little more meaning. It's more specific to the learner. It's not just, again, I use the Boy Scout analogy that was used in this article, like, you went camping, congratulations. This has a lot more detail intertwined into it. Now, when I did think of badges initially, I did think of, again, not as much as the open badges, which is something that I'd like to incorporate in my classroom. And it may not necessarily be for this project I have in mind, but I think that it would be something really cool and a great gimmick to get kids motivated. And I did want to bring up, my district uses IXL for a lot of math and ELA supplemental resources. And I opened up a student account here, and they have awards given to students. And again, these are more of those static type badges, but when I think of badges, or prior to this article, when I really thought of the only kind of badge I knew, I thought of these. Now, these are different awards given to students in IXL. So for this one, it kind of gives you hints on how to uncover certain squares. For this one particularly, they needed to master 5 skills in adding and subtracting decimals. But like for the ones this student has earned, she earned the Pine Tree badge, or like award, and because she mastered 20 skills. Or down here, she answered 200 questions, or 500 questions, or mastered 3 different skills. And some of them are more specific to the state standards, but I do appreciate that although these seem more of a static thing to me, I think that it's really cool that we're kind of emphasizing that badge technique in a way. The kids absolutely love it. They're definitely sold by it, and IXL also gives you the feature to change their little avatar at the top to one of their awards. So again, I think that this is definitely a very fourth grade friendly type of static badge, but I would definitely be interested to see some examples of more open badges for my day-to-day workplace that, could apply to my fourth graders. I definitely see this being more of or definitely valuable with all sorts of learners, like I said at the beginning, with our age ranges. But yeah, I would be really interested to see definitely more elementary level badges that are perhaps more open. Thanks.